Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going over my top 5 rogue recommendations for you guys to try out this current format. We will get into that in today's video. That being said though, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video, and if you guys want to help support the channel, there are many ways down in the description you can do so. But today guys, if you want to buy into the cards we talk about in today's video, feel free to use my link in the description to TCG Player. It really does help me out a lot and I really do appreciate it. Anyways, let's jump right into this. Alright, just for you guys, first slide is a little bit of a 3-for-1. So I'm really just recommending blue-green here, and it's a really cool color combination in this format because even going back to last format, this was one of the most successful color combinations for a multicolored deck. There weren't too many multicolored decks doing all that well, especially once we got the big hits to blue-yellow, but this color combination still managed to top nationals both with Android 21 and Android 16, which is kind of wild. And yeah, it was a lot of Jared Lopez putting Android 16 on the map, but it's done some other things here and there in the hands of some other players. So what do you really have in terms of strengths with blue-green, right? Well, you have all the energy manipulation of blue because you're playing blue leaders. So that means Sensu Bean, that means Dimension Magic. That's going to open up your defensive capabilities quite a bit. And then you have the cool things that green offers you, right? Which is, in the case of 21 and 16 specifically, a bit of hand control. 21 has a really powerful boss monster in the 17-18 twins. That card is really strong. Wipe your opponent's entire board. By the time it swings twice, you've taken 4 cards out of their hand and you get some energy back on your opponent's turn if you didn't kill him right there. That's really cool. Android 16 is a lot more mid-rangey in the sense that you're really relying on arrivals, playing during both players' turns, taking cards away when you play cards, popping cards when you play cards. And then Gamma is the newer addition to the color pool, right? And Gamma doesn't really rely on the blue-green color combination much like 21 and 16 do, but you're still playing blue-green cards, right? And still in that same realm of blue-green androids, and you share a lot of the same cards, right? Like Boo Unison, like Android 18 counterplay. There are a lot of different definitely a lot of similarities between Gamma, 16, and 21, but I really think that it's pretty cool that you can go to blue-green and pick a different play style for the color combination based on your preferred play style. So for example, I'd recommend 21 to anyone who wants to play a more control-oriented deck. I'd recommend 16 to anyone who wants to play a more mid-rangey deck, and I would definitely recommend Gamma 1 and 2 to anyone who wants to play a more aggressive blue deck, right? I know Gamma being aggressive, I think, throws a lot of people off because the leader doesn't draw on the Awakened side until the end of the turn, and you do get that energy restand, but Gamma is the deck out of these 3 that plays the most battle cards for the least amount of energy, and you can really just go face with a lot of them. I really don't think you want to be playing a super long game with Gamma, especially while decks like 21 are in the format, or decks like SS4 Vegeta are in the format, that just kind of have a better late game by default. And I think you should just play the one of Android 17 Turning the Tide in your Gamma decks because you can always charge it and pick it back up if you need to cast it. But yeah, I don't think you should be aiming for a long game with Gamma. So yeah, I would go from right to left, aggro, mid-range, control. Recommending that to you guys based off your preferred playstyle. Then we have Finn. Finn has been a surprisingly solid deck in this meta. It won the first regional of the Ultimate Squad format, and I actually reported on the Crossworld Facebook page. I recorded on a Spain tournament that was reported to me, where Finn, I believe, got 2nd place. So some slight consistency for the deck. It is very cool to see, and it kind of makes sense, right? Like, we're seeing a lot of these Unison reliant decks. Like GT's a big one from Ultimate Squad, and there are other decks that play Boo Unison, decks that play Machikabura Unison, and just these other decks that really rely on having their Unison in play. And Finn can punish those decks pretty well with cards like Finn Unison Absorber, right? Just removing their Unison temporarily, and even though it is only temporarily, they get the Unison back with its skills negated. So if they don't have easy access to a Spirit Boost, they're not gonna be able to get their Unison back online. So you can really just cause a lot of problems for decks that rely on Unisons as their main engine. Needless to say, I also think that the Mira Crater Absorb engine is a really powerful endgame engine right now, and Black is kind of in this power vacuum ever since Gogeta Xeno saw big hits on the set 17 ban list. So I do think that this more mid-rangey style of Black, I mean, we've seen it in Toa as well. I do think that's kind of the route to go. Maybe somewhere down the line we'll find a more aggressive Black deck that people will enjoy, but I think that Finn is going to be kind of like your Black mid-range bastion as it is right now. Cool thing is though, like, Mira Vow to the Creator is a tournament pack promo that allows you to play Mira Creator Absorbed, and it is rather pricey right now, especially because Finn has been doing well. I think it's like $30 a copy, but there is a budget alternative you can play to that card. Remember this name? I think it's called Dark Absorption Mira. It's an older card. It costs you 4 to play the Mira Chain instead of 3, which obviously costing 3 is better than costing 4, but I mean, if you want to play this deck on more of a budget, that is a card you can explore that'll cost you pennies as opposed to $30. So just want to let you guys know about that. Then we have SS3 Goku, the Crimson Warrior. This is a deck that my teammate Marcus, or a leader rather, that he put on the map, and there are so many different variants of this deck that you can play. So for example, there's an aggressive blue variant. That's the one that Marcus got second place with the San Diego Regional last format. Still pretty solid. Only one card got hit out of that deck, and that was Fighting Against Fate, but there are other aggressive overwhelms you can play, like SS3 Goku Man on a Mission, to replace that. So besides that card being hit, there's really no damage done to this deck by the ban list, and it might be one of your better aggressive picks. I mean, we were consistently winning the game on turn 3, turn 4, depending on matchup, and the deck felt like a very strong aggressive contender. There's also a skillless aggressive variant of the deck that I actually have a profile here on the channel from a few weeks ago, so feel free to check that out if you want to see what that looks like. But yeah, you're relying on your skillless cards, you're playing Son Goku Nimbus Master in order to play skillless cards during the opponent's turn. It's very, very similar to the skillless Gohan leader. If you enjoyed that deck and that style, this leader just kind of does it a little bit better because you control your life, get down to 4 when you need to. You have a really big burst of power whenever you use your leader's activate battle effect that you see here. It's very, very strong, and we've even seen an Invoker variant of SS3 Goku do well too, which is crazy because Invoker just saw insane hits going into set 17 with the Android 17 MVP promo being errated to cost 3 energy as opposed to 1. So it seems like there's some viability to an Invoker variant of this deck. So again, lots of variants. This video is pretty cool because it's giving you a lot of different styles you can play with the same leaders. So I feel like I'm giving you guys a little bit of a deal here, which is pretty cool. I'm happy to do that. So yes, SS3 Goku, lots of variants you can play. Definitely check them out. Then we have Goku Black Wish. This is one that my teammate Jordan has put on the map more recently. He came second place with this deck at Origins, and it's really awesome, man. Like, if you guys have been fans of the channel for a long time, I love Blue Yellow. I love Blue Yellow Icarus. I love Blue Yellow Mecha Frieza. The deck is just, or the playstyle is just so fun, at least for someone who likes mid-range control at least. And Fuse Zamasu Divine Condemnation gives you that Aegis back that we've missed so much from Violent Rush Bojack. It doesn't draw you a card back, which is kind of okay because the deck in and of itself draws a lot of cards because your Unawakened Leader draws 2 cards per turn essentially. But yeah, having that Aegis and tapping down a non-leader card is very, very powerful. Tapping down energy, which is kind of the entire gimmick of this deck, is very, very strong. I've got Jordan's profile here on the channel if you guys want to check it out, play around with it. I highly, highly recommend it if you were a fan of Blue Yellow Mecha, Blue Yellow Icarus, and just want to play a bit more of a control style variant. It is a bit rough against red this format. I can't tell you guys it's not, unfortunately, but still, I mean, against your other matchups, this is going to be a very solid deck, and there are even ways you can play against red that Jordan talks about in that deck profile, so I do urge you guys to check it out. And then finally, I want to recommend to you guys Agents of Destruction. Main reason I'm recommending this is because in a lot of videos that I've been doing meta breakdowns, I've been talking about the fact that, you know, aggro took huge hits going into set 17. We haven't seen a true aggro representative yet. We've seen a few rogue aggro picks that you guys can definitely play around with, but AOD is one that I always mention, and I'm very surprised that a lot of people don't pick it up. Like, my teammate Anthony is a huge advocate for Agents of Destruction, right? It's just a very cheap, aggressive deck. It's cheap in the sense that it should be rather budget friendly, but also cheap in the sense that you actually just play most of your battle cards for 1. And this deck actually has an insane anti-floodgate card. If you guys are following the meta, red is so powerful. One of the reasons that's the case is because as a card like Vegeta Resolve Renewed, that answers a lot of popular floodgates in the current meta. Android 13 Exterminating Agent of Destruction is a very similar card, and then it counterplays any battle card cost 3 or less, which is almost every single relevant floodgate in the format besides a few like weird outliers. So not only do you stop those floodgates from resolving, you also make your opponent discard a card. So for the value you're getting of stopping a floodgate here, it is absolutely insane. You cannot like turn your nose at it. It's so powerful. So that combined with the fact that you're playing battle cards for 1, playing battle cards for free in some cases on your leader's Awaken side, you can get very aggressive. And while this isn't going to be like King Piccolo levels of broken pre-nerfs and pre-ban list, it's still gonna be pretty solid in my opinion for an aggro deck if you enjoy the aggro playstyle. But anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Hope you guys found something useful and helpful in today's video. Let me know what rogue decks you'll be playing this format, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Yo, Dragon Ballers, quick break in the video to give a huge shout out to PPG, who is going above and beyond to make our organized play season the best that it can possibly be. I'm here on the PPG event management website. I'm going to link this down in the description, so all you have to do to sign up for any of these events is go down to that link. An event that I know for sure that I'll be attending is the Too Many Games convention in Philadelphia. This is actually a regional for the regular Dragon Ball Super organized play season. So again, guys, super huge shout out to PPG. Secondly, this website is so awesomely laid out. All you have to do is go to this website. All these different tabs here will take you to the events you want to sign up for. I hope to see you guys there. Let's get back into the video.